Welcome to Factorio. I'm Galdoc, and we are playing space exploration with some quality of life mods. One of those is Deadlock's stacking belt boxes mod, and I have just installed something that will hopefully give us a bit more stackness. If that's a word, and if it's not a word, it is one now. So let's take a look. We have sand that stacks, and I guess a cylinder. It's a little weird. There's glass, stone tablets, there's motors, there's electric motors and regular ones. Okay, so that's fantastic. So that means that everything that I've got on this bus can actually stack and compress the way I might like. I think for right now, I'll just let it be, and I'm not going to actually enforce the stacking until I actually need it. So yeah, I did this for the iron and copper, sorry. So that's good because those are very highly needed products, but everything else, right now it doesn't have to. And I don't want to overproduce everything. So, all right, so let's go ahead and get started. Where did we leave off? Well, we had just gotten the green circuit area all sorted out, and I think I had just begun on something else. We were about to do, I think, the what's it called? It's the train station area for some coal. Our stinky cloud is looking like it's bothering someone down here, so that's not ideal. So they're probably going to come up on the south border at some point soon. And that's happening largely because it's just spilling out over this ocean. So there's nothing for that, nothing to absorb all this pollution. So it's just reaching over here. But it looks like this might be enough to diminish it enough to the point where it's not actually touching here. Sometimes if it's touching, you'll see little flashes. Like for a moment, there will be a little bit of pollution there. So I have to be very aware of that. Just something to know. But yeah, we're not going to stop expansion because of that. I think at worst, I might just at some point come down here and try to secure the southern border. So in light of that, at some point I'll set up some manufactories for the stone walls. So let's see where they are. Yep. So we have concrete walls right now, which is okay, fine. But because I have steel, I really want steel walls. But I can't get that until I set up military science. And I can't do that until I get everything else set up. So yeah, good times. So this coal is most certainly about to run out. So I think what we're going to do, we want to get not only the coal taken care of, we want to get this railway taken care of, and we want to get oil processing taken care of. Those are the three major things. And if I can get those taken care of, that means that I can have the things needed for blue science on the bus, which is not that bad. It's just engines, and that's just, we already have the materials for that, but it's advanced circuits. Sulfur is virtually trivial. We have a ton of it in storage, actually. But yeah, that sulfur, sorry, those advanced circuits, that's going to be like a whole thing. So the advanced circuits will come after a bit more mall. I think I'm going to have this mall extend up a bit further because there's a lot more to do. I think I'll start doing some very light military stuff. Originally, when I did my giant mall, I put everything sort of next to each other. Like I had one of these long malls here, and then I had next to it another one that had more advanced items with heat shielding and such. And then next to that, I had the military mall, and then next to that, I had the space mall. So I guess the materials where you actually need to set up stuff for going into outer space. Oops, nope. Grab those. Nope, we're not grabbing those. Okay, so let me go ahead and get some of this junk out of my inventory. So how do I do this? What's a good way? See, because you are one of those stacking or unstacking belt box things. So you know what? I feel like just keeping this simple. So we are just going to do this, and then this, oops, this, and then this. So let's pick up all that junk off the floor, ground, whatever. And there we go. So yeah, there's that. I don't need all these intermediates, not by a long shot. So for right now, I'm just going to put them in these sort of boxes here. At some point, I will come through and I'll sort all this out. Oh gosh, just don't. In fact, I can probably fit more junk in here. Oh, I know where those go. Doot, don't need that many. Don't need that much. Okay. So, yeah. Basically, I just don't care about any of that stuff. I'm sure I could filter it in, but I've spent a lot of time just filtering this stuff in, so it's getting kind of tedious. All right, so let's put these power poles there and get moving. So what we want to do is we want to get coal set up, because if I set up the, well, actually, I guess I could set up the oil processing first, because this, what is it, 88K? 98K, that's fine. So that won't last too long once I set up the processing area here for oil. The reason being that once I do that, then I'm going to consume the coal and turn that into, products. And I don't have coal cracking or coal liquefaction, whatever. And I'm not going to for quite some time. So that's okay. So what I'm going to do is I will pipe this stuff down right now, because I don't want to set up a train station. I don't have any convenient way of getting the trains over there. And the cat's here. Hello, how are you? I love you. You should go play with your sister. Unfortunately for this creature, playing means going to try to chase around and hiss at, because they don't like each other very much. Yeah, but go do that. So let's see. What I'm going to do is I'll pipe this stuff in. And I think, so I want to give myself a little bit of berth here, because I'm not going to have any more space for steam stuff except for this little block right here. So actually what I'll do is I'll block out until I get to about right here for power purposes. South of here, it's just going to turn into a bunch of, randomly spread out solar panels and things. But that's only once I get the accumulators sort of going. All right, let's see. You should be ready to go. Inactivity. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. All right. So let's get the oil pipe down here. I was just picking up the line of water earlier. What on goodness gracious is this? I did not realize that was a thing. That's pretty cool, I think. Question mark. Okay. I think what's going on, there should be a button to toggle the... I don't know what's going on here. Something weird is happening. There's like ghosts around, and I don't remember having ghosts around, so that's strange. And also those red lines. I think, obviously, it's just showing me where the undergrounds lead to, but I don't remember that happening before. Is that a picker thing?
Can I interrupt you for a second?
Sure.
How was a Dizzle at Dance Izzle?
A Dizzle at Dance Izzle. He was just fizzle. So he enjoyed himself.
Fizzle.
Yes. Mrizzle. We're speaking in code here. In fact, if we want to really be awesome, we could say, instead of dance or dizzle, we would say Izzle Day. So we can do you could do that and then add in the pig Latin as well. So that's peak coolness right there, by the way.
Okay, but so good report.
Yeah. No, everything's fine.
Not that boys are hard.
Shh.
Boys are hard.
They're so difficult to teach. I just can't teach this child. It's a male. The fact that it's male makes it very challenging. It's like, oh gosh. Okay, so for those of you who don't know what I'm complaining about, I will say it and then I will stop, because this is not the forum for talking about this. But it's basically, I was told that teaching my son is difficult because he's a boy. And I'm like, no.
Dance class, not used to boys.
Yeah, dance class. She's like, oh, that's just because boys are difficult. I'm like, nope, not at all. It's because you're bad at your job. You're bad at your job. So, and I don't want to say she's bad at her job, because she's not actually the teacher. She's just someone who tries to just do stuff. So, whatever. Fine. I do not dance, and I know jack squat about dancing. So, yeah, it'd be pretty comical if I were to try to in any way claim like I knew. So how do I pipe this down here is, I think, the biggest question, because I don't know where anything, whatever. I'll just pipe it down however it goes down. I don't want to sit here and think about it, because I'm going to end up changing whatever it is that I end up doing. So we'll just go up this line right here. Is this right? So boop, 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 boop. Oh, I can't reach that? Really? Whatever. You know what? You know what, game? I mean, if you knew what, that would mean you were sentient, in which case we would probably all be facing some kind of giant robot overlord. So let's not, and say we didn't. Okay, so it's this tile right here. Let's see if I can actually just stay on it all the way up. Oh, it's this one right here, so that's good. That's easy. So we'll just do this. Oh, I missed it by one. Fine. All right, so let's just go ahead and I'm not going to waste underground. He's trying to preserve the pattern. That notion is interesting, but certainly not worth actually interrupting stuff for. Here we go. Can I make it all the way? I didn't think I could. So close, yet so far away. You know, I feel like I can distribute this a little bit better, but I can't. I don't care. I have plenty of these things. We have plenty of iron, especially considering what happened last episode with us getting that iron tapped, which felt super good. Super good. So I'm going to need to put some pumps somewhere along the line here. Oops. But right now I'm not too terribly worried. So let's just go straight across here. There's nothing else that's going to need to... here we go. There's nothing else that's going to need to go down there, but still having that little area free is good. Because I'm not... I know there's going to be some kind of drop-off zone that I'm going to need to make, and I don't know how, well, giant it's going to have to be. It's always good to give yourself a little extra space. And I'm out. Okay. So because I'm building the fluid area, so we're going to just go grab a ton of pipes, and I'm going to crank out a couple of pumps because those are just needed, and crank out one of those. I need more steel. Okay. Well, I can't go to the line to get steel because, well, it's compressed. That is one minor downside to compressing everything on the line, and that is, or on the bus line, and that is everything is unpickupable anymore. You can no longer do it. So yeah, good times. Let's see. Let's just grab some of the ton of these things that I have in storage, and let's grab a bunch of you. In fact, let me just grab all of you because I'm going to need it. Let's put a bunch of, well, I need some belt, so let's get rid of this. This is just junk. We'll put that in here, I guess. Doesn't really matter. So that's junk. Oops, get out of here. A water pump, that'll be useful. Let's see. Don't need all these intermediates either. And stone and coal, what have I done? How did you get in here? How did you get in this place? How did you find this number? All right, get rid of all this. Just don't need it. Certainly don't need all these. And I think I'm a little high on bricks right now. That sounded very strange. Like I was taking a drug that was like brick based. So that's not the case. I'm not like doing, man, this guy's doing brick. That sounds like something very stupid is happening. All right. I do have a bunch of burner inserters, and those can go die in a fire. So you guys, what are you doing here? You guys existing? Yeah. Get manufactured. And I don't need these yellow inserters because are you even kidding me right now? We definitely have plenty of those. Famous last words, but I think it's fine. Okay. So let's go ahead and just plop a couple of these two little belt in here because I don't need an entire stack wasted on that. Let's go ahead and refill our splitters with some of what we got here in reserve. Here we go. And I think we're good. Going to get a little bit more in the way of power poles. I'm also going to make some lights. I haven't actually set up manufacturing for that. I guess I could do that real quick. Let me see. Do I have any copper wire coming up here? I don't really feel like doing copper wire. Am I seriously about to do what I think I'm about to do? Am I seriously going to do this? The answer is, oh yeah, I am, because I just want lights manufactured right now. I don't care how temporary it is. It's temporary. It's fine. But this is so easy to construct that I'm not really worried about it. You just need glass and iron, I think, in addition to that. Glass and iron. So here's glass. Oops. Here's glass. And iron is right over here. Oops. There we go. Oops. I keep being full of mistakes. How do I Factorio in a straight line? Whatever. So there. Again, this is super temporary. I don't care if it's like perfect or not. Boom. 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 Oh, you gotta be kidding me. No matter what I do, I'm doomed. Unless I do that and then this. Nope, I think I'm doomed. I can only get 3 sides out of 4. There we go. That's good. Here we go. Let's go ahead and just give me a bunch. right? Because I just, actually, you know what? Give me a lot, because I want to basically be able to tear you down. I don't know if I need that many, but whatever. I'll store you somehow. Nah. That'll be fine. Until I come up with a more permanent solution. Fine. All right, so let's get, did I make a bunch of chemical plants? I think I did. Let's get you. Ooh, sweet. Let's grab some more of those too. I'm probably going to need a little bit of this for bleed off. And did I make oil refineries? I certainly did not. What was the problem? Pipe. I did make them. Okay, good. Only 4. What on earth happened to you? Oh, that's right. I shoved materials in there. Oh, yeah. I put the thing in there because I just needed a place to store it. All right. Well, you need glass and steel. I have glass coming through here. If I actually was not being a lazy slob, I could actually get that to work. But I am being a lazy slob, so we're doomed. Let's see. Boop. So there's the stone and steel, so that's definitely positive. That's 2 of the 5 things. We need iron. No, glass. That's the glass. That's the 2 of the 5. Duh. Steel, that's what I'm thinking about. I want steel to come up here. You see, here's the problem, and that's that steel is most certainly, or steel and concrete are needed, but I am out of like lanes here to feed this thing. So let's see if I can do something clever, because that's what I do. All right, so instead of doing this line here, because again, I'm also going to be nixing that at some point, I'm going to... All right, so I need to take one of these 2 lines up. In fact, let's just do this. So what I can do is I can take this one up, because I can just have this underground go through here. If I want to do this proper, I can do this. And I say properly, but then I screw it up, so that's pretty cool. There we go. And then you can now go here. There we go. That way each underground is fully utilized. And you only need to go to right about there. So here we go. So that's the brick and the glass. So that's good. Now we need steel, electric motors, and pipes. Pipes are going to be tough because pipes are coming up, or pipes shouldn't be tough. That's right. They're just coming up through here. I planned for this scenario. All right. Yeah, I'm not going to overcomplicate that. Boom. Oops. Boom. 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 Perfect. So that's the pipes. We got the pipe going in there. Now we just need electric motors and steel. So see, this is much easier now. So electric motors are here. All right, let's see if this temporary setup is enough for right now, because I don't really feel like it is. You know what? I want you to be symmetric. Not symmetric, but I don't know. Orderly. Get your house in order, sir. How many have you made? Oh, you've definitely made plenty for your tenure here. All right, goodbye. You're done. Thank you. Your service was well appreciated. Grab this stuff and have you retract. And then bring this back down too. All right, so you are good there. And you are definitely going to need 2 of these. And you're going to want, let's see. So there's going to be 2 belts, one going right here. Coming from here. There we go. There we go. So that's good. And then there's going to be a second belt coming up from here. I think I'll swap the location of these 2, obviously. There we go. And then that's going to be the electric motors. So we're going to have you underground as well. And then you're just going to, right here, do this. You know what? I'll bring this up too, just so I don't ever forget, because me forget that impossible. All right. Surprised that isn't thicker. Did I snip this and not restore it? Because this is a big, great, this is a wonderful belt of green circuits, and then this is very thin. And this is, right now, the only consumer of this. And yeah, I know it's next to it, but I don't care. So what's going on here? Oh, yeah. It's going only the one half of the belt because in theory, this will be a belt of nothing but red circuits. But guess what? I'm going to snip that and forget about it. So I'm going to wonder why this is broken. And I don't care right now because I just want that to be more good. Research will be happening soon. The problem is that I need to set up oil. And in order to, because I have basically all the stuff researched that doesn't, I guess I could, because I could do the, these researches. I probably should do military research. Meh, I'll do so in a short while. I really just want to get this thing going here. I know I'm doing things a little bit out of order, and so I'll probably feel guilty and go do it, but it shouldn't be that bad, actually. All right, well, let's see. I just want to get some oil refinery set up. So you make stuff, and let's see. The reason I just started talking about research is because someone in chat said that I should think about this, and that is true. I definitely do need to go set that up. And I'm going to set up research on the other side of the bus here. So it's going to be right over here. The problem is that it's going to hit right up against this area here where there's was going to be some smelting, but is no longer. The smelting will then build straight down, and I will landfill this whole area here. And that's going to start primarily once I get the stone tapped up here. That 9 million of stone just looks really sweet. So I'll probably at some point come up there and build that. And then that will give me the room to pave this, or sorry, I guess landfill that. And then we'll build the smelting columns down, and it'll be one great big glorious happy family. Glorious. But yeah, what would it take to get just a basic rudimentary setup for research going here? So this needs grenades and piercing rounds. Grenades require coal and iron, if I remember. Yep, coal and iron. Lots of coal, so I'm definitely, this can't really happen until I set up the rail network to acquire that coal down south. And then the bullets aren't too bad. They're just copper and steel and iron, essentially, because they're firearm magazines. The stone wall is more stone, so yeah, I think that one's a little ways off just because I need to tap 2 patches before I can successfully do that. But that's okay. Sorry, tree, you're in the way. Okay, so I definitely have enough materials to do what I'm going to try to do out here. So I'm going to get rid of some of these lights before I really head down there. Yeah, I think I can start getting rid of the intermediates too. I'm just carrying them around because I randomly need a widget or a smidgen or a scoosh or a doodle or whatever. And, it's a thing. I was going to sort those out. Then I got sidetracked. Again, the story of my life. Okay, so actually I think I have boxes for some of these things. So you can go here. And then what else did I have? This junk is full. Here we go. Take this stuff. I do not need it. Let's go ahead and put down another thing here. Actually, let's just take one quick second and do this. Because I use the Q keystroke to often grab these things. So there we go. I will sometimes grab iron chests and it's useless. And I'm like, why does this part happen? And yet it does. All right. So there's that. And I just wanted to set up a box for lights because I don't need that many right now, but there we go. Okay. So power poles and oil refineries. I think I already have the pump jacks set up on the area, so that's not a big deal. And I did make 10 pumps, so I don't think I'm going to need more than that. Good on undergroundies, good on belts, good on all that stuff. All right, so let's head down there. And this time I'm going to actually drive a car because that's a good idea. And I only have good ideas, he said to himself, ironically. What are you out of? You're out of... Ooh, why are you out of motors? Did I not? I must have snipped something. All right, well, let's go find out what. That's the whole problem with doing this whole, I'm going to build temporarily and become more and more permanent as time goes on, is that sometimes things don't reconnect when you go through those processes. So let's see. Blue ones don't go anywhere. That's... How long has that been like that? Well, no longer. All right. So, which belt? Is it this belt over here? I think it is. All right, so let's go ahead and just do this. Oh, boy, happy day. Actually, you know what? Even happier day. Let's go ahead and just put a ton of those in my inventory. Yes, I love it. I just exploded my entire inventory. It's beautiful. My soul hurts. And I have nothing to put those. I have no way to dump those back into the line. All right, well, let's build one. So here we go. Here's that. No, quit moving me up. Doesn't really matter. I'm going to do the same exact thing. Here we go. And then you just take a bunch of copper. So just put that back in the line. Refactorio, yes. I feel like there's a mod like there's Factorissimo and there's various other things that sort of hit the idea of essentially automating that process. But yep, refactoring things is a thing in and of itself. Okay, where's my car? Is it not in my inventory? No, it's not. Map. Oops, map. Where's my car? Is it in the depot? Nope. Is it there? That's my car. All right, I guess I'll walk to my car. At some point, I'm going to make like a parking lot for everything. It's going to be pretty cool, but it might end up just being for looks because I'll probably never, ever going to be near it in a way that actually gets stuff done. All right, so where did I say I wanted to start building this stuff? See if I can not hit any rocks. Yeah, that's not going to happen. So I think it was at the beginning of my construction area here is roughly, actually I'm right on the money. All right, very good. So right about here is where I want to start building things. So I'm going to start with the refineries as we do. I've got water right there, which is great. Though I'm going to cover over some of it, I will at least leave enough room for a handful of pumps. So, all right, let me try something real quick. Okay, I don't have it installed. There was a mod that I had that was very nice. It basically allowed you to wave things on the mouse cursor over ghosts, and it would just plop them down, and it was great. And I was like, okay, this is exactly what I want. And I don't know where it is. I don't know which mod. I think it's one of the picker mods, but this right now is not working with picker, so maybe not. We'll see. Now, I'm not going to pay too much attention to ratios with it when it comes to oil because I don't know them off the top of my head. And I did not do my homework and look up the ratios for those, what's it called? The, oh gosh. What was the thing I was supposed to look up the ratios? Oh yeah, the motors. I didn't actually look those up like I was supposed to. I am a bad Galdoc. And the reason I didn't is because, well, I've had wonderful fun with my children all day. So whatevs. I will take that over playing a video game. Sorry. Here we go. That looks good. So let's do this. Oh, did that not take? 'Cause there's no... all right, fine. I'll do a one-tile landfill for just this stupid little pipe. Where did it go? There we go. All right. There. Good. Now let's go ahead and power you. Here we go. Let's put a little light down. And then you just need to be connected to the main base network. In fact, I'll just keep it simple. Looks aren't really important for this kind of a thing because there is a sort of organic feel almost by its very nature. So we now have full water in all these. That's good. Let's go ahead and bring another one of these down here. And in fact, I'll actually offset this one a little bit. Oh, car, would you just please move? There, it moved. I think I might be doomed, but you know what? That's okay. I can't drive. Oh my gosh, rock, get out of the way. I am a disaster. My life is just one great big mess. Can I repair the rock? No. Okay. But I will mine you, because get out of my way. Okay, let's see. Is there anything in this thing? I don't think there is. That's right. The Armada is in you. Okay. The Armada lives in you. All right, Mufasa. I guess that was Rafiki. I don't know. Anyways. Oh, there it is. Look at that. It's all right here and everything, because I already did some of the heavy lifting of bringing this pipe over. All right, here we go. So let's walk this over here. Oh, I'm moving on slow terrain. Oh, you have got to be kidding me. You can just all move. I should probably just bring a miner over here and do this. But I think it would take me longer. Oh, there actually is another one up here. It's so hard to see because they look exactly like the background with some minor exceptions. Like you can tell sort of with the contrast, but it's actually kind of hard to see the rocks and all this. All right, so Here we go. So, I think we'll be okay with this line here. If I have any needs for having belts go up there because I'm going to be smelting stuff, I'll just figure that out. One little oil line is not going to create any major problems. Why are you blinking? Oh, I think I have some sort of mod installed that tells me whether or not I have extra pipes around here. So we'll see. I think that's picker fluid thing, so I might have to uninstall that. I think that's what's happening with all this thing. You know what? I wonder if I can turn that off. Is that here? Let's see. Toggle. What do I have? Toggle personal roboport, exoskeleton, belt highlighting, upgrade planner. All these look good. Where's the button that does this? What is this called? This is toggle exoskeleton, personal roboport, belt highlighting. That's what it is. So is there some? So let me see. Is there something next to belt highlighting? That's there's belt highlighting. Is there fluid highlighting? I'm not seeing it. Can anyone in chat see it? Because I'm either blind or it's not here. And if it's not here, then that means I'm going to go through and uninstall this mod because this is actually a bit distracting. It's not the worst thing in the entire world, but I don't want anything blinking at me. I don't care. Yes, I understand that it's like not connected to something, but stop blinking at me. Okay, anyways. So I'm going to build these out in a very expandable way. That's the goal here. So I'm just going to start building on, like one row here and then just kind of go forever as need be. So let's go ahead and just hook up 4 of these things because that'll be good enough. Here we go. Just plop these down and we are good to go. The pathfinding is pretty cool. I actually like it for some things, just not that it's blinking at me. If it just showed me the little lines like this, that'd be great. Like green. Oh, I see. So it's red when it's not actually hooked up from an output to an input. Ooh, that actually is kind of nice. Don't know if I always want to see it, but it's good. I would like to have a little button that turns it on and off. Like they have that for belts. You can do all this stuff with belts, and it looks pretty cool. All right, so that's that. The only thing I don't have here is a storage facility. So I'm going to store the fluid. Actually, let's see. I think what I'll do, let me move this thing for just a second. I'll disconnect that. That's okay. What I want to do is to set up one of these guys here. Let's see, 1, 2, right? And so what I'll do is I'm going to hook this up with a pump. And the hope here is that I will be able to control the degree, how much is put in there based on some kind of circuit network stuff at some point. So that'll be a very handy little thing. And I'm going to miss that by 1. That's okay. Let's do this. I'm sure that at some point I'll, be like, no, I've done it by 1. It's off. I got to go fix it. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. So that'll again be a little organic. So I'll just put that there. Here we go. And that pump has no network connection, so it should be just fine. Now, in the future, there's going to be many outputs for that. And I understand that the developers wanted to simplify the early game for those who are neophytes, and that's okay. I actually respect that. However, I don't want to get caught out in the cold, so I'm just going to go ahead and put down a little bit of infrastructure here. I'm not going to go ahead and put all these pipes down because that's just going to waste them at the moment. But for right now, we'll do this. Now, this stuff turns right into some sulfur, which is useful-ish. It's useful, fine, but it's not something I need right this exact second. I'm hoping to get some plastic, and that's going to require some coal. Now, in order to do this processing, I've got a fluid bus all the way up there, but I'm going to have what I'm planning on doing is having all this stuff sort of head down, and maybe, how do I do this? Because I'm going to have the petroleum, the light oil, and the heavy oil cracking and all that stuff going on down here. But the thing is that I want my storage to sort of be in line. So they'll be like this, where I can sit here and just lay a whole row of these things down if need be for some reason. Oh, fine. maybe having it blink isn't such a bad idea. Anyways, so I think what I'll do is I'll start with processing. What can I process? I have all this stuff for solid fuel, but I have no way of actually getting heavy oil. I can't crack. You can't crack petroleum gas into this stuff. So, yeah, you just make this one thing. All right, well, let's see what petroleum can be used for at this moment. Petroleum gas. Here you are. Sulfur, plastic bars. Oh, I can make solid fuel too. I'm not going to. Let me check something out real quick. Solid fuel. I wonder what solid fuel can be used for. Or, sorry, used for. Fuel value 12. Vehicle acceleration 120. Yeah. See, this is good. It's denser than this refined fuel that you can make, right? But this refined fuel has a 175 vehicle acceleration, which is so sweet. It's delicious. Okay. So let's go ahead, and the major problem I have is trying to divide the fuel so that divide my petroleum into two. And the reason I have trouble dividing my petroleum into two is because, well, no matter what I do with circuit networks, it doesn't seem like it ever actually divides the flow into two. So we'll see. Oh, yes. No, solid fuel is definitely going to be necessary in the future. Absolutely. Like, solid fuel goes into a couple of things, actually. It's not just, it's rocket fuel, but I think there's, it's also liquid rocket fuel or something. So, yeah, no, it's useful. And it's going to be a huge dump for a lot of the heavy and light oil cracking stuff when those things kind of overflow. But the problem is that as of right now, yeah, I'm kind of deliberating too much. As of right now, it's just, a byproduct that I don't capital N need. Instead, I need more sulfur and plastic. So let me see. The way I usually do this is I say, okay, let me make a thing that will contain the petroleum. So let me line. Actually, what I'll do is this will just be the start, and I'll have my little row here. Come down here like this, flip you. So you're going to be my the first part of this. Let me just make sure that petroleum doesn't get med packs, chemical gel. That gets made in a space manufactory. Never going to have to worry about that here. The med pack, however, I may worry about. I don't know if I'm ever going to really need med packs because, well, I guess you can't eat fish to much effect in this particular mod pack. So maybe I will, but I'm not super worried about it. No, I don't think I'll be... I may end up putting something like the petroleum gas on the bus, but probably not. It's just not that useful. All right, so instead, I'll just have it down here for processing in only two things, right? So what I'll do... Let's see, so... I don't need to come out here. I can actually make this a little easier on myself. I can just do this. So this looks a little bit strange, right? But this will end up looking like this, so they're not going to run into each other. But then here, that goes in there. And then what I'll do is I will have, let's see. How do I want to work this? If I... Well, let me pause this. I don't want this to get too full, just in case I end up changing my mind. What I can do to divide this in half, and this is absolutely cockamamie. Like, I really don't know why I would need to do this. But the thought is, if I take all of this petroleum and I barrel it, I can split barrels into two paths with one of these things. Can I do this with something with a output like this? Well, this has multiple outputs, so in principle I could, but the problem is that when one pump starts and the other one doesn't, it's really hard to figure out. Oh man, this is silly, but because I need to divide this off, you know what? Let's see. Yep, we're gonna do it. It's gonna be really dumb. I'm gonna have to belt some steel down here because I'm just gonna do this barreling trick. I absolutely loathe it. You know what? Whatever. If I need it, I'll do it in the future. Right now, I don't think I care. The problem will be solved. So let's see. You just go out here. We're going to set you out on a bus. So this bus is going to include a couple of things. It's going to obviously include petroleum gas, but it's also going to include light oil, heavy oil. It's going to include water, lubricant. I'm not going to bother putting steam on here. That's just silly. And what I'm not going to put oil like crude oil on this line. That's just, again, very silly. I understand that there are some things that use it, but I don't need it. What other fluids are there? So let's see. You come from, I think I can click, what is it? Crude. There we go. So there's crude oil. You know what? I think I can do this another way. So if I come in here and I set down this, I can click on it and just go into an interface here and just see all of it in one little spot. So the fluids are they in here? I don't see the fluids. Where are the fluids? Oh, of course, you can't allow fluids through because that's silly. Let's do a pump. You can set, you know what? This is just getting silly. Let's see. We're going to do this. There. There. Now let me see the interface. There we go. Lubricant. Oh, yeah. Sulfuric acid. But I think that was basically it. So one more for sulfuric acid. So it'll be 6 wide. So that's fine. Okay. So we'll just kind of start rolling. This will be the primary storage tank. And then what I'll do is I'll set up secondary ones, because what I want, ideally, is to be able to have a pump or have this thing feed all the stuff that comes downstream, as it were. So, like, let's see. In fact, let's do this, because I'd rather have this thing, it'll look a little nicer if I do this. So these will come down, and that's okay. Boom. Is this one right here? Here it goes. So there. And there, is that good enough? Will that reach? Yes. Okay, so here we go. Put you in here. And then put you here. Connect you to a circuit network again. I'll actually just make a whole bunch of these. They are simple enough. And then, let's see. So you will pump this way, and that will feed all of the things that come next. So, now that I'm thinking about it, I probably wanted that on top, because I want these things to sort of flow downwards. So that's great. Can I at least just spin this and not lose all the fluid in it? Yes. Okay. So let's try this again. Should have thought that one through. Here we go. Doot, doot, and then doot. And then you come over here. And then you'll undoubtedly be in underground, because why wouldn't you be? Here we go. Oh, come on. There we go. And let's see. Can I stop wasting these cables? The answer is, I don't know. Let's say when petroleum is greater than 5,000. So I want to have some reserves. Not that it's really going to matter. So in fact, let's just set it to 1,000, right? Because I don't need reserves. It doesn't really matter. They're just going to be used. All right, there we go. And then here we are. So we'll just go ahead. I know it's strange to have undergrounds like this, but it's just a pattern. So whatever. The universe may deal. Let's see. So you are going to make sulfur because you need water. And I gave myself enough room here so the water pipe can come through. Here we go. So I'll just set you up so you look nice there. Now we said the water pipe is going to be this guy right here. So here we go. Now let's actually do this. Have this come out here. Oh, and it fits perfectly, like a glove. And if I need more pumps, I'm not going to make like a water reserve. That's just going to, in this case, because it's free, delay any problems and make it harder to diagnose what's happening and going wrong. So then you need an output. How quickly is this generated? 2 per second. So that only needs 1. So that can go here. Go ahead and plop this down. The problem is that these things are going to be, actually let's put you here. These things are going to have to be 1 tile apart in order to have these pipes not go completely bazonkers. Here we go. Oops, not that. Here we go. Boop, boop. There we go. Doot. So let's just go ahead and copy and paste this like, I don't know. That's fine. I don't care. Here we go. There we go. Getting all this stuff done. It feels so good to get this oil refinery area set up. And let's throw some light down. So I'm undoubtedly going to need a light. I'm going to have a power pole here at some point soon. Yeah, we're doing good. So, in fact, let's do this. So I'll have this be sort of like my little pattern here. So we'll do this. Then we'll throw a light down. So at some point I'm going to put like a little gauge here because I did include Nixie tubes, which is such a strange name, but whatever. All right, and here we are. We have our first product. So let's just go ahead and belt it. There we go. And I don't think I need to do that per se, but you know, whatever. It's not a bad thing. So we're just going to have all the products going out coming this way, because the thing is that I'm going to have stuff going in here as well. I'm going to have iron come down in here, and I'm going to have coal, and I'm going to have a couple of other things, just because this is where stuff... Actually, you know what? Do I really want that, or do I want to have... this is a good question. Where do I have the production of the actual products made with the physical things here, right? That's a good question. So we're going to make this into a line that also goes down because you are going to essentially feed into my sulfuric acid. So, all right. Let's see. So I'm not too worried about the fact that some of these belts are going to go up and some down. I am, however, worried about the fact that it might not look good. So we're going to go ahead and fix that right now. So I'm going to give myself 4 lanes going in and 4 lanes coming down in order to do this. So I'm not going to overbuild this right now because concrete is still very precious. Our stone reserves are going to dwindle pretty soon here, but I at least want to have this set up. So let's see. That means we have the 2 tile wide here thing, which is what I was trying to set up. And then the tiles that go here for the fluid bus. So that'll be pretty good. And then we'll just border that with a little bit of this stuff. Here we go. So that tells me exactly what needs to go where. Now, I may not end up using all this space, but yeah, probably will. Coal is going to come down here, though. So down you go. And then actually you, because you are a down product, are also going to. So in fact, I lied about coal coming down on this line. We're just going to have the sulfur do that, and then that way the coal can come down on this line. No problems. No undergroundies needed. Your health bar in unacceptably showing. All right. So let's go ahead. Do I have the ability to make sulfuric acid? I am not sure, but I think I must if I have batteries, right? So let's get this out of the way. There we go. Can I make batteries? Yes, I can. So I must be able to make sulfuric acid. So that's going to be the copper and the iron. I'll probably have like a paired belt there because I don't think I'm ever going to need a huge degree of these things made, but you know, we'll see. All right, so down we go again. So we're going to do this same pattern. In fact, I'm almost going to copy and paste this. Let me think. Because if I do this, so I'm going to have the belt coming in the back here. So let me give myself enough space. Here we go. I don't know what's good. I figure I should probably measure something out and just stick with that, but I think I can just get away with this. So here we go. And this should be the end of the line for, oops, one more. This should be the end of the line for petroleum because I don't think it gets used in anything else. I can set up something where I make let me see what's involved in med kits really quick. I think it's something silly. Can I even make med kits? I can. Fish. You really require fish? Like, am I going to have to go fish to make you? Yeah, see, that's why I'm not worried about this. And are there any other med kits that don't require fish? Med pack, fine. This one, product of, so that one requires fish. That one requires fish. Yeah, everything requires fish. I'm not going to go fishing. So yeah, that's probably not going to get made. So there's a med pack 2. Okay. You require a med pack 1, so I'm probably not going to make you. Let's see. Med Pack 3. You require a Med Pack 2. And let me guess, same thing with Med Pack 4. Yeah, this is going to be really irritating to make if I have to for some reason. Like, I hope this doesn't... It doesn't seem like Med Pack 4 gets used in anything else. But, yep, nope, that's it. So we'll see if I ever do that. The answer is probably never. All right, so I think the thought process behind that is to just, if you have fish, have a better, in the normal game you could just like eat a raw fish on the fly and regain, all your health and stuff. Not all of it, but a large chunk of it, an unreasonable chunk of it. All right, so let's see. If petroleum gas is greater than, the other one is 1,000, we'll make you 1,100 because I want you to get favored. Here we go. Or let's say 1,100. Yep, we're good. All right. So there we go. Go ahead and plop this right about here. The coal line is going to have to split off, so I'll go ahead and underground right here. And then split you, and then off you go. Oh, okay. Very well. Oops. No, don't pick that up. I'll just underground around it. It's fine. Oh, are you serious? You're going to connect to that thing and you're not going to connect to the thing up there? You're not going to connect to this guy? Oh my gosh. Whatever. I don't care anymore. Apathy has officially set in. Let's see. Here we go. So this should be the coal. Now, when I set this up, let me give myself one more tile. This should be just straight up petroleum, so I don't need to do anything fancy here. The only problem, of course, is that I need one more tile to get the inserter there. Or do it, well, how long do you take to craft? 1 second, I get 2 plastic bars, and I need 1 coal. So this thing will consume 1 coal per second. So I'm going to need twice, it's going to make twice as much plastic as it does coal. Or as it takes in coal. So, yeah. Yeah. So the thought process I just had is that there is a pattern that I can do that involves using undergrounds, but that just seems like a really expensive way to do it. I guess it looks better, but I don't care. I'll just deal with the fact that it's a little bit... No, let's not say ugly, but let's just say organic. All right, so boom. So let's get, again, this little thing here. Why do I do this to myself? I don't know. And we're just going to throw a backbone of petroleum here. Now, I don't need too many of these things because these will chew through the reserves I've got pretty quickly. And I think I can get away with, well, you know what? Let me not quite do it like this. Let me give myself 1 tile in between there. I guess I could have just left all those there. Oh, well. Because that way I can do this, like my normal pattern here, and I can set lights out, and it's all nice. You know what? That's a bit silly. Whatever. I don't care. I'm thinking too hard about it again, which, as you've probably noticed, is a thing. So ends. Oops. Get you in the middle. Here we go. Right there. And of course, did I miss yet again? Oh my gosh, my life. So everyone watching has probably had this happen to them. And at least now I don't need that underground, so that's pretty cool. Here we go. It's a little silly. Don't care. But I have just enough room to do this, so that's fine. This is why I give myself a little extra room just in case. The coal is not linked up there yet, so that's not going to be producing just yet, but we can just set this up so I can then go bring down the coal. I am going to need to set up sulfuric acid processing as well. So let me actually, before I head up that way and pull that belt in, let me go up and do that. I think this is the way I wanted to go, up here. Oh my gosh, why do I do this to myself? Here we go, boop, boop. So much boopage. So that'll be the stuff coming out. Very good. And let's see, we are good. Now, sulfuric acid. Let's go ahead, and I have 2 non-primary reserve tanks. This will turn into a whole chain of this stuff. In fact, I can just throw another one of those down. Let me build a few more, because I have a feeling I'm out. So what I'll do for sulfuric acid is look it up first, because I need the iron and the copper, but I want to see what the rate is. So iron, oh, I guess this is iron and sulfur. That's right. It's the battery that's sulfuric acid, iron, and copper. So I'm going to consume a whole lot of iron, so maybe I will just send down, well, but what else do I need this for? At some point, all right, hang on. Asphalt. What do you require? I think you require heavy oil and concrete and, what's it called? Crude? That's what I needed the crude on the bus for. Forgot about that. And I will need crude on this fluid bus, won't I? Because of that reason, because I'm going to try to make some asphalt. So what I'll do is I'll just add it to this end, because that will have the least amount of stuff, and that's why I give myself a little padding here. So let's go ahead and just move the hazard concrete over one. Oops. And it's also facing the wrong way again. Oh, that's stone. Okay, so then I will just have, here we go. Boom, boom, boom. So I know this is a little bit wasteful, but it helps me plan. So that's okay. We know we're going to come in there like that. And this is going to be where crude oil also comes in. But that also means that in order to make this asphalt, I'm going to need to bring down brick. It's not concrete, it's brick. That's okay. So that means that I have an input of coal. That means I have this line here given for sulfur. I have a line here for iron, copper. So I guess I will need 6 lines here. So let's just go ahead and do that. Because I have a feeling there's something else I'm forgetting. Yeah. Let me just go ahead and give myself a little extra space here. I don't want to be hemmed in. Space is inexpensive right now. Inexpensive. It's not that cheap, but, you know, whatever. Okay, so you're going to be iron, and then you're going to be copper. So, in fact, I probably can't just go pull all this stuff down here right now. But I'll just wait a moment. So, iron, copper, and then brick. I think, technically speaking, I should have had asphalt being built somewhere up here, but I don't. Actually, on retrospect, nah. That is planning for the future, but, you know, I don't have heavy oil, so I can't even make it. All right, so let's bring you down. Let's see. So what does this one look like? This one is definitely going to be 2 things built into one. Like I'm going to have two lines sort of going halvesies here. So let's see. What do I need? I am not certain. The reason I'm not certain is because I'm wondering if sulfur is used in anything else, and I'm trying to set something up in my brain. So let me just really quickly do that. Sulfur gets used in heat shielding, so that's not going to be made here. It gets used in sulfuric acid explosives, which I suppose I could make here. This is down here anyways. So yeah, I'm going to have explosives bust out of here. Chemical science pack, which is made up north. So yeah, it's really just sulfuric acid and explosives that are going to be the uses down here. And then up on the main bus, I'm going to be making heat shielding and the blue science packs. Okay, so this really only needs 2 things to go to make it work. All right, so 2 taps aren't that bad. I'm getting a lot of just trash stone, so that's annoying. So, and the cat is back. Hello, how are you? Oh, you're putting your tail on the microphone this time. Look at you. Aren't you like the queen or something? All right, so this one does not need... this one's going to have an output buffer. So this is the input buffer. This is going to have an output buffer because this right here... Well, let me give myself a column for that. So here we go. I'm just going to go ahead and do this. And you are going to make sulfuric acid. You do not need a tank for water or anything of that nature. You can just exist. And you are actually fairly simple to set up if I'm going to do just one single belt. I guess I could do 2 belts, but gosh, that just feels really silly. And it's going to be particularly challenging just because I'd have to belt it in on the other side as well. So yeah, we'll just do a 2-belt. If I really, really need the throughput increase later, then I can just do that. Actually, let's keep this small. I was about to go very large here. There we go. And so we'll draw the tap from here. Where's the water line? Here we go. Boom. Let's see. Here we are. So actually, we'll have you just come down one more tile. The problem with doing stuff like this is that anytime I need to do another tap, and I do need to do one very near here, these little things try to connect to everything. They're just like, hey, you want to come party? It's like, yeah. It's like, no, stop partying, pipes. Stop partying. Golly gosh, you're just so crazy and wild. All right. So that's light oil, heavy oil, water. And this is going to probably be lubricant. So I'll leave that one be, but this last one is sulfuric acid. Okay. I think that's what I had said earlier. If memory serves, and it rarely does. Okay, so this also is just one off. Fine, whatever. All right, do you connect? No, of course you don't connect. Whatever, that's fine. All right, where's the pole here? Let's put you right there. That's good. And then you just need materials to actually begin working. Great. So let's go ahead and get the line set up over here so that I don't have a repeat of last time, because though hilarious, I don't want to do it again. So because I have so much in the way of inputs, I need to have 2 swings per stuff, and certainly with all that sulfur. Oh, you know what? Maybe because of that sulfur, I might end up just doing 2 lines, because that's going to really chew through that sulfur, and that iron line is going to be like, Yep, we're doing it. We're doing 2 lines. It's silly looking. I don't care. Actually, let me just move these out to the centers. Doesn't really matter. I'm being persnickety. All right, here we go. In, and in. Okay. This is probably the broadest that any of my things will need to go. So I'm actually going to, at the end of this, take a measurement and see how many tiles across this is. So you are going to be sulfur. Here we go. And then you are going to be iron. I think I called the one next to it iron, so that's what you're going to be. And you are going to split off, just like, actually, this is going to have to split off too. So let's do this. Here we go. And then you're going to split off the same way, because I'm going to have need for those things later on down the line. So let's go ahead. Actually, so sulfuric acid is going to be going up to the bus, because that's going to be needed for making blue circuits, I think. But this right here is going to be simple enough. There's going to be a buffer of this stuff here that I can expand to be whatever I need it to be. So I'll put that here, give myself enough room. Let's see, where is this lining up? Right there. Here we go. And grab that. So, in fact, let me do this. I want to actually pump into this, because that's the input, and there's no circuit requirement for it. Let's go ahead and put you here. And then you are going to come right out the other end. So I'll put that there. Give myself a little light. I forgot to light this area. There we go. Oops. There we go. All right. So that'll be sulfuric acid. Huh. I have like no sulfuric acid, but it's still showing up. Okay. All right. So, and that will pump it out into. So the reason I'm doing it this way, do I really want to do it this way? This doesn't make much sense, right? Because this is just going to have like a loop that's forever pumping. So I tell you what we'll do is we'll snip that, and we'll have this go down here. Here we go. And then I'll have this thing, pump here. This is going to get kicked out 1 tile. Oh, well, I'll get over it. Actually, I guess I do need to keep that. Here we go. And then this can go out of here, and then that can turn around. And then now we're cooking. All right, so let's go ahead and just get this set up. Yeah, good enough. All right, so now that goes all the way up there. Looks great. That goes there. Looks great. And I'm happy. All right, give me 1 second here. It looks like we are at the end of an episode, so I am going to sign off here, and I will see you next time. Thank you for joining me, and take care. Peace.